All right, we're on response exhibit 12, page 504. Go ahead.
Ms. Novak, I'm not doing this to badger you. I know we've been over this before, but just for the record, could you just briefly explain what this document is again, please?
It's an investigatory interview where I am the subject from 5/28/2020.
Okay. Judge, if you could go to page 509 and I'm focused on question and answer 48.
All right, we're on page 509. And what did you say, question 48?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, we're on question 48, page 509.
Ms. Novak, if you could just read that over and let me know when you're done, please.
I'm sorry, what questions?
40 question and answer 48, please.
Okay,
And in that question, you were asked about the notification to Office of Victim Services and Programs, correct?
correct.
And you estimated that they were notified sometime between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock a.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, if you could now go to exhibit number 1 for me, please.
All right, was that all minute yesterday? I think it was.
I believe so, Judge.
Yes, good. Okay, response exhibit 1. All right, we're on response exhibit 1. Go ahead.
Do you recognize this document, Ms. Novak?
Yes.
What do you recognize it to be?
This is the escape response plan. It's a DAI policy and procedure.
Okay. Judge, if you could go down to, I'm sorry. What's the effective date on this document?
July 1st, 2018.
Okay. And was this, well, this was in effect at the time of the escape, correct?
I'm not sure. I would guess they're not updated that often. It has Administrator Schwackert's name on it.
Well, the effective date was at least prior to the escape, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Judge, if you could go down to page 4, and I'm looking towards the bottom of the page there, please. Right there is fine, Judge. So, Ms. Novak, could you read Roman numeral 1A1, please?
Procedure, prevention. To prevent escapes, the facility appointing authority shall ensure maintenance of EOP 8.1.
Okay. What is EOP 8.1?
That's the elevated observation post, or otherwise known as the tower.
Okay, could it be anything else?
Oh, it could be, there's so many acronyms and it's been 3 years. It could be, I would be guessing emergency operation policy. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I do recognize that DOC has a lot of acronyms. Judge, if you could go back to Exhibit 12, page 185 for me, please.
All right, we're on respondents exhibit 12, page 185.
Okay. Ms. Novak, again, you recognize this document?
Yes, this is the pre-disciplinary meeting where I'm the subject from 6/29/2020.
Okay. And Judge, if you could go down to page 186, and I'm focused on the first full paragraph of that page.
All right, So we're on Respondents Exhibit 12, page 186 of the pre-disciplinary meeting.
Just give me 1 second, Judge. So, Ms. Novak, you see the paragraph there that begins, "As I move on to the fence."
I'm gonna have to put glasses on, I think.
Sure.
I see the beginning, yes, yes.
Is this big enough or do I need to make it bigger?
I think that's good.
Okay, go ahead.
And you can read the entire paragraph if you'd like, but I'd actually like to direct your attention in that first full paragraph. I believe it's roughly 10 lines down. If you could count 10 lines down for me.
Okay.
Line begins with warden or superintendent may adopt proper means to capture escaped inmates.
That's exactly it, but I'm not looking at that sentence. I'm looking at the next sentence that begins, then it goes on. Do you see that, Ms. Novak?
Yes.
And so in there, you wrote, then it goes on. DAI policy 306.13.01 is the escape response plan. And that one is restricted, so can't be printed, but just excerpt out of here is to prevent escapes, appointing authority shall ensure the maintenance of the EOP. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
And for my benefit, again, what is the EOP, please, Ms. Novak?
I don't think we established that. I was guessing elevated observation post.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Judge, if you could go to page 211 for me, please.
All right, we're on page 211. Is this part of Exhibit 12?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Okay, Respondents Exhibit 12, page 211. Go ahead.
Ms. Novak, do you recognize this document?
Yes, now it's emergency operations plan.
Okay, you've seen this document before,
Yes.
and this is the EOP that was in the CCI Control Center at the time of the escape, correct?
It should have been, yes.
Okay. Well, do you know whether it was or not?
I can't say 100% sure. There's certain spots in the institution that these manuals are supposed to be at.
Okay.
And I know at one point they were when I'd gotten there, but.
Judge, I know we're doing a lot of jumping around here, so I apologize, but if you could go to page 185, it's the same Exhibit 12.
Isn't that the, oh, that's where we just were?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we're back at Response Exhibit 12, page 185, the pre-disciplinary meeting from April 16, 2020. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted you to go to 185 because, again, I just want to make sure that, Ms. Novak, you understand what this document is, right? It's the pre-disciplinary meeting again.
Yes.
Okay, and Judge, if you could scroll down to page 186 for me, please.
You said 186?
Yes, please. And again, in the first full paragraph, let me count the numbers here. So I believe it's 12 lines from the bottom of that first full paragraph. Again, this sentence starts with the monitoring center. Can you let me know when you find that, please?
Can you tell us what the line starts with?
Yeah, well, yeah, the line starts with notification, facilities.
Are we on the right paragraph? I don't see
I don't
that.
see.
I'm lost. I have no idea where you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. At page 186, I apologize.
Okay. All right, we're on page 186. Okay.
And maybe go down a little bit towards the bottom of this full paragraph, this first full paragraph, so she can count. Again, I think I counted the number of lines correctly, but
And
On
what
the
was
bottom?
the
You
first
wanna count now?
notification for this?
the language at the beginning of where I'm trying to point you to starts on the left-hand side, of course, starts with notification, facilities.
All right, it's right above that line, EOP 8.1.
Exactly, correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So in that,
Okay,
So-
so we're here. Notifications facilities make the following contacts immediately after escape.
right, so what I'm doing is the first full sentence after that, that starts with the monitoring center, comma. Do you see that, Ms. Novak?
Yes, I do.
So that says the monitoring center, comma, victim witness notifications, and it's the EOP 8.1 escape procedure where the shift supervisor will be sure the escape checklist is followed. And on that escape checklist, the shift supervisor should contact records office to activate the time system entry and activate notifications of victims and witnesses about prisoners who escaped. And this was last updated at CCI in 2011, comma, 7 years and 2 male wardens from when I was assigned as warden. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
So this, you referred to this EOP that we just were addressing in your pre-disciplinary meeting, correct?
Correct.
Does that refresh your recollection as to whether or not this was the EOP that was at CCI?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Judge, if you could
I
go
don't,
back to
I
page,
think we've been assuming something that I'd like to make clear here from my understanding, and maybe I'm wrong, so that would be very good if I got this cleared up. What we've been reading when we look at Respondents Exhibit 12, page 185, the pre-disciplinary meeting, and these questions that were just asked now, this is basically your statement that has been copied into the record. Is that correct, Ms. Novak?
You know, to me, it seems a little bit different because I think I read verbatim what I had as a statement, but I can't say for sure.
But do you recognize these things as things you said?
Most of it, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
if you could go back to page 211 for me, please.
All right, go ahead.
So again, Ms. Novak, this is the EOP that was at CCI on the day of the escape, correct?
Correct.
And it's from, the revised date on this is 2/7/2011, correct?
Correct.
And the chain of command of succession does not have your name on this document, correct?
Huh?
Where do you see that?
Maybe, Judge, I'm sorry, if you could scroll down just a little bit. Sorry, I was looking at my notes. Right here. Does this document have your name on it as far as chain of succession?
No, not that I see so far, no.
Who's the warden that's listed on this document?
Michael Meisner.
How many wardens previous to you was he? Do you know? Was he the warden that immediately was before you?
No, he was 2 before.
Okay. Judge, if you could go down to pages 215 and 216 of this same document, please.
All right, we're on the response exhibit 12, page 215. Go ahead.
Judge, I hate to do this to you, but because it's hard to see this document, could you just slowly scroll through this page and the next page just so Ms. Novak has an opportunity to see what it is?
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, if I'm going too fast, Ms. Novak.
You're good.
Okay, that should be good. Thank you, Judge. Ms. Novak, did you get an opportunity to see that?
Yes.
And pages 215 and 216 of this EOP contain the
We
escape
did
notification.
216, we only did 215.
I think we did 215 and 216, but if we
Well, I
did,
just scrolled through 215. You told me
Okay.
to stop at the bottom of 215.
that, I apologize. I thought you were at the other page. If you could scroll just slowly through 216 as well.
All right, go ahead. I'm scrolling 216.
Okay, so again, pages 215 and 216 contain the escape notifications that are listed in this EOP, correct?
From this date, yes, that wasn't the most current document.
Right.
I mean, it is for the
Yes, thank-
EOP, but, oh,
Yep, thank you. And this EOP makes no reference to the electronic monitoring center, correct? If you need to scroll through it again, please feel free.
it's very outdated. They had a different checklist off that they were supposed to use.
And Judge, if you could just go to the previous page for me, please. I'm looking at I'm trying to get address number 7.
I'm having trouble scrolling that finally, so that's the problem here.
So I think we're looking at page 215, Judge.
All right. All right. No, that's still wrong. Oh, what am I doing here? That's it. Okay, we're on 215, and where do you want to be?
Item number 7 at the bottom of that page, please.
Right?
So, Ms. Novak, directing your attention to item number 7, that requires notification to the records office to activate the time system entry procedure, correct?
That's what this says, yes.
Right, so it doesn't make any reference to the electronic monitoring center?
This was, I'm sure, before the time of the electronic monitoring center.
Okay, and what is the time system?
It was a database, I believe, and I think, again, that's outdated. This was, 2011.
Was the time system used in 2020 when the escape occurred?
I'm not technologically savvy. I'm sorry. I don't know what their systems are called.
Okay, but you testified that well, let's get a time frame here. Prior to the escape, was there a more recent EOP 8.1 that was out there or that had been released by DAI?
I don't know.
Okay. Ms. Novak, shortly after starting as the warden at CCI, Deputy Warden Weber made you aware that the stun fence was improperly installed, correct?
He said it, in his opinion, it was installed incorrectly on the wrong side compared to other institutions. Yes.
Okay. Judge, in Exhibit 12, could you go to page 550 for me, please?
550?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right, we're still on response exhibit 12?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, Ms. Novak, could you just briefly describe what this is for me, please?
It's my investigatory interview when I was a witness from 4/22/2020.
Okay. Judge, if you could go down to page 564, I'm looking for question and answers 132 and 133, please.
564?
Yes, please.
All right, we're on page 564, respondents exhibit 12. Go ahead.
Ms. Novak, if you could just read question and answers 133 and 134, please, and let me know when you're done.
What did you say? What questions did you say?
133 and 134.
All right, there. Can you see that, Ms. Novak?
Yes.
Okay.